everyone, it's Kerry back with you today. I know it's been a while, but I'm back today to share an upcycle project with you, talk to you a little bit about where I've been or where we've been, and let you know on a few things that we're going to be bringing to you on our channel moving forward. So today I've just got a very simple upcycling project to share with you. I'm going to be upcycling this old pianola roll. Now I use lots of pianola paper. I dye the paper. We sell the dyed paper in the shop and I use a lot of it in my projects, and I'm often left with just the insides of the rolls and I never really know what to do with them. And then I saw a picture on Pinterest which inspired me to make some pianola roll spools. I have actually made these before using embroidered trims and they looked amazing, but I wanted something a little bit more neutral, so I'm going to be working on these ones today. Now if you don't have a pianola spool, you can use the inside of like your foil or glad wrap rolls, and you could use cardboard to make some round spool tops. Now sometimes these spools come off the pianola rolls, and if you wanted to you could cut this down smaller and make a smaller spool if you wanted to just house, maybe one or two laces on it, but I'm going to be using it to house 6 laces today. So I've just got 6 meters of 6 different laces on here. I've secured the middle lace with a piece of, it's a printable ledger page that I've printed from one of our collage pages kit onto some newsprint paper, and they've just got a little broken jewellery pendant thingy here to dress it up. And I think if you just sat that in your lace drawer or on a shelf in your craft room, that would look really pretty. So I'm just going to pop these over to the side here. And to begin with, I didn't want to have just this sort of naked looking spool. I wanted to dress that up a little bit so that as the laces were consumed off the spool, it still looked quite pretty. So I have off to the side some of the ledger paper. This was A4 size and I've used half of it to cover one of the other spools, and I just need to make sure that my paper fits properly. So this is just a teeny tiny little bit too long, so I'm going to make sure it's flush up on that side, and then I'm going to force it down on this side, mark it with my nail just so I know roughly how much to cut off. And it doesn't need to be precise. You could also just paint the cardboard tube with some gesso or something like that if you wanted to, or you can just leave it blank. Alright, so that's going to fit, and I want to use some double-sided tape to help secure my pianola roll, or my paper onto the pianola roll. Now I've printed mine onto newsprint paper because I just like the vintage look of it, but you don't have to print it onto any sort of paper. Right, so I'm just going to peel that off, and then to begin I want to try to get it as straight as I can. So I'm just going to roll that and make sure that it still fits nicely within the ends. So yep, that's going to be alright. And then I'm just going to add one little piece in the middle and then 2 extra pieces, just so I don't have all of my double-sided tape exposed at the same time. I'm just going to peel this little middle piece off first, and using my fingers to hold that very firmly, I'm rolling that closed so that the double-sided tape adheres just in the middle here. And then I can use my pokey tool or a blade or a palette knife to peel off the backing of that other double-sided tape. Can be a little bit fiddly.
5 hours later.
Alright, Alright, so I have just got my pokey tool. Now I've actually torn that paper, but it doesn't really matter. Probably should take that off, hey. Alright, so I've got my pokey tool here. Now I've already secured one side, and I'm just going to use my pokey tool to lift my backing off my other double-sided tape. Can be a little bit fiddly, and I've used a wider tape. It's easier if your tape isn't quite so wide. Oh well. Now I've ripped it, never mind. Alright, so I have stuck that down. Now if you're worried about the edges poking up, you can add a little bit of glue. I don't really want to put glue on this because I don't want it to stain the paper, and to shabby it up a little bit, I'm just going to sand the edges. Alright, so a little bit out of video practice, but never mind. So now I have that secured down. I have sanded that so it's not catching on anything, and I think it looks much prettier than just the cardboard. So now it's just a matter of deciding how many laces I want to have on here, how many will fit on here, and in what order I would like them to be. So I've already gone ahead and picked out some laces, which I have here, and I'll probably build just from one end to the other, and hopefully I'll have enough space to fit everything on. Now I like to try to wind all my laces in the same direction, so I'm just going to start at the bottom. And once I have that sort of first couple of layers on, I can just spin the spool. And once I get to the end, I'm just going to use a bowl pin to secure that. There we go. So that's the first one. So I'm just going to continue on adding these onto my spool, trying to keep them all running in the same direction. Okay, so a couple of things that I want to let you know about in regards to the channel, where we've been, what's been going on. So we did have our big end of financial year sale, which was huge. Thank you so much to everybody that came and supported us, purchased some items from the shop. Hope you love your goodies. And then after that, it was school holidays here in Victoria, and my son had brought home a lovely virus which we all shared for the school holidays, so that knocked us about a little bit, but we're all fit and well again now, back into crafting. Now we would also like to catch up on our giveaway videos. There probably won't be a giveaway video for the month of July because we haven't done any videos, although I'll need to go and double check. This might be the only one, if this one even comes out in July, but we do still need to do our giveaway drawing from last month, so that will be coming up shortly. And then we would really love to hear from you about what are your favourite sort of videos to watch. Do you like chatty videos, or do you like just quick and to the point videos? We hope to do a little bit of everything. I'm really keen on getting the motherlode to do some craft with me's, because I could just sit and watch her craft for ages, and I know lots of you probably could as well. So if you think Mum should do some craft with me videos, please let us know down in the comments. Hopefully if we get a few of you to comment, she'll believe me and just make some for us. This piece of lace is being a little bit stubborn. There we go. So Rennie has also been busy in the background making lots and lots of new digis, so I have lots of those to share with you as well. What else? We have had several people ask us about letting them know how can they find out about our sales and things like that. So we do have a newsletter that, sorry, not a newsletter, we do have an email that we put out when we have a big sale on, so our end of financial year sale or our weekly specials, that sort of thing. So you can pop over to the shop and sign up for the email. If you haven't already signed up, you can get our new subscriber discount. If you pop over to the website and sign up, you will find out all about that. I will pop a link in the description box below to our website. And then you'll receive an email. It's usually once a week that lets you know what the weekly sale is, if we've had any new releases or restocks come into the shop, that sort of thing. And we also want to try to get better at, putting out a newsletter to let you know, if we've put up new videos or whatever's going on in the Witchcraft Workshop. So if you haven't already popped over to the shop to get onto the email subscriber list, you can do that if you choose to. Now I think I have actually put this one on backwards. Never mind. Now this one's a much wider lace, so I'm going to secure it with 2 pins. There we go. So I'll do this one next. Actually, I think I should have put this one on first, so I might just slide that one up a little. And I'll attach this one now. So we have also had people ask us about preparing things for, like if you're a shop and you're starting out, that sort of thing. So I did think about putting together some videos to share with you how we do things in the background, how we might make things for the shop or packing orders and that sort of thing. So if you could let us know in the description box, in the comment box below, if those sort of videos are something that are interesting to you. Do you like to watch orders getting packed or items getting made for a craft market, or would you like ideas on things that you might be able to make for a craft market that you're attending? And probably things like supplies as well as finished items. So we have a market stall at a little market down near where we live, and we sell finished items on that stall, but we also have supplies. So it could be packets of things that we've put together, ephemera, things like that. So you can let us know if that's something of interest to you. And of course it's going to be different for everyone, so depending on what sort of area you're in, what sort of supplies are local to you, things that you can get hold of or make yourself, like we have our limited edition boxes that we obviously put together here in the workshop, but we have our own brand of stencils and chipboard and things that we not only have designed ourselves, but we have also manufactured them here in the workshop. I've got 3 laser cutters that are quite often all running at the same time that will cut our stencil, chipboard and wooden items. So obviously that's not going to be something that is easily accessible to everyone straight away. Like if you've starting up your own craft business, you might not have access to those sort of things, but perhaps you have access to other supplies in your area. Maybe you've got a big stash of stuff that you've collected over the years, laces or something, and you would like to prepare those in a different way to be able to sell off at a market stall or in a small crafting shop, or they have those places these days where you can rent a space and sell your wares from that space. So please let us know if that's something that is interesting to you. I remember when we first started out, it's a bit of a funny story how this whole business started. So Mum had been a crafter forever. I can never remember a time in my life where Mum wasn't doing some kind of craft, from Hobbytex painting to parchment, I think it's pergamino or something like that, where you punch holes in vellum and make patterns and sewing and knitting. She's pretty much done it all. Um, and she was always trying to get specifically me, but both me and Rennie into her hobby, and we're all like completely against it. Rennie and I used to play online games, and Mum would be trying to get us to join her in her crafting, and we were too busy playing games. But then Mum came up one day, and she used to come up here to Melbourne, and I would take her and drop her off at the exhibition centre, and she'd go to all the big craft fairs, and she'd come home and she'd tip out all of this, at what I thought was crap at the time, onto the bed, and she'd be like, oh, look at this stamp and look at this paper and these stickers and this tool and blah blah blah, and I'd be like, yes Mum, whatever floats your boat. Did not have even the slightest interest in it. And then one day she came up and she brought this bloody card up. It was beautiful. I should actually get her to make one to share. It was pretty simple. It was just a beautiful inked background. It had a masked panel over the front that when you took the mask off, it left this beautiful white strip down the card, and then because you'd inked over this panel, you could punch the butterflies out of the card and you just put them down the white strip, and it looked stunning, and I really liked it, and that was it. I said I want to make one. So we went out that day to a craft shop, and I bought some ink, and I bought a butterfly stamp and some heat embossing powder, and I think that was, a bit of card and maybe some double-sided tape or something. That was about it. My whole entire craft room fit in a shoebox, and that was it. From there, it just grew and grew and grew and grew. And then one day I was getting right into mixed media, and I had seen a place in England that was selling these intricate wooden gears cut out of MDF, and I wanted some, and I ordered them, and the order never came, and I was really sad, and I'd tried to contact the lady, and I'd found out, I don't even remember how now, but I found out that the lady that had the shop her laser had broken down and she wasn't able to fill orders. So it sort of just clicked something in my brain, and I thought, oh, laser cutter, if she can use it, then I can use it. So I literally started researching laser cutters, pretty much bought one within a couple of weeks, and it came from America. It arrived, and that was it. We've never looked back. We started with just stencils and chipboard. Oh, sorry, no, we started with wood, actually, the wooden gears and things, and then I found some white chipboard and I started using that, and then after that I found the stencil film, and it's just grown and grown and grown from that into like a full-time business for two and a half of us. Like Mum doesn't work solidly in the business, but she does a lot of the handmade things, as you guys would know, and yeah, we've never looked back. So more than happy to share some tips and things like that on how you can build your business. It isn't easy. It's probably not something that you're ever going to make, a millionaire type wage out of, but if you love what you do, they say you never work a day in your life. So anyway, enough of that waffle. So now I have taken a piece of this was just a strip of the India cotton, and I've just glued another piece of that ledger paper from the base, and I've just glued it on there with glue stick, actually. And I thought I could wrap that around the middle to help secure this really wide lace. Also give a little bit of variance to the look of the spool. And when I attach my piece of junk jewellery over the top, it kind of gives it somewhere to rest where it's not going to get caught on the lace as well. So I'm just going to use another piece of double-sided tape to secure this. My cat's trying to break into the room. I can hear him. Okay, so just tucking one end in and then wrapping it fairly firmly. Peeling off the backing and just pressing that down. So I'll line up this join with the rest of my pins that are securing my lace. So I've sort of got all the business end behind and the front looks nice and smooth. And then I've just got a bunch of these broken jewellery pendants, so I think I'll just attach that with another bowl pin. So there we go, and that can dangle down and it sort of hangs over this paper bit, so any of these little filigree edges aren't going to get caught in the lace and damage that. So there we go, just a cute little upcycle project that I think turned out really cute. We do have some of these available in the shop if you're interested, and there will be a link in the description box below. But I'd really love to hear from you as to what sort of videos you prefer. Do you like chatty ones where you get to, find out a bit about what's going on, or do you prefer just a, get on with it tutorial? Like I said, we hope to be able to do a little bit of both. And we will also be trying to let you know more frequently by video when we do the sale changeover, so people aren't missing out on the things when they go on sale. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's good to be back. A bit of a clunky video, but hopefully you'll forgive me for that. And I look forward to making another video again soon. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'll see you again next time. Bye.